stage 3 of no contact, and shit just got real. For lack of a better phrase, it got real. And so now let's take the dumper first. The dumper is in the stage now of kind of intersecting with the dumpee, because the initial stage of the breakup is coming to an end. That relief stage that was in place fully at the beginning of the breakup, where the person who did the breaking up really is pursuing that brand new life, going in that direction, filling their space with a lot of distractions and coping mechanisms. Now they're starting to get into a more stabilized area as well, and they're figuring out, hey, wait a minute, why did I run from that relationship? I am starting to miss this person, and I know you're going to say, but it doesn't look like they miss me. That can't be possible. Of course it is. Everybody misses a good person. You spent a lot of time with this person, so they are going to miss a lot of things about that relationship. It was familiar. There was history there. There was a lot of good things going on there. So even though the end of the relationship could have been messy, there was a bulk of that relationship that wasn't. So they get to a place where they're really thinking about that, and most of the time, when someone leaves a relationship, they're really running away from a lot of other things and not necessarily the couple. They could be self-sabotaging. They could be stressed with a lot of external things going on in their life. So once they exit that relationship and think they've relieved all this pressure and they've escaped somehow from that discomfort, now they're realizing that not only are a lot of those problems still there with them, but now the person who was their anchor, and usually the most important person to them, they're no longer there. In fact, they're silent, and they don't know what is going on in the dumpee's head. Is the dumpee starting to live without them and move in a different direction? So there's a lot of fear there. There's a lot of loss now being felt, which wasn't really at the very beginning. So the dumper is going through a lot more than they were before. A lot of renegotiation is happening in their head, how things could have been handled differently, how this new life probably didn't play out the way they thought it was going to. That grass is always greener quote is a quote for a reason. The grass isn't always greener, and they're probably finding that out right about now. So they're starting to shift. They're really starting to shift down to a more neutral place and really reconsidering what's going on. This is a corner we need the person to turn if we're ever going to have great conversation. This is a perfect time for conversation. So once you let a little time pass with that no contact, if they start to poke or reach out or try to open that door, if you really want to have conversation, this is a great time to do it. Whether or not you, the dumper, the dumpee, I'm trying to say you and try to keep it all straight. If the dumpee, even if you haven't really made any decision yet as to whether or not you want to go back to that relationship, hearing them out might be exactly what you need to push you one way or the other. Now for the dumpee, finally we're getting our legs under us. You're still in a lot of pain. You're still hurting very deeply, but because you've been able to self-soothe and stabilize and regulate your own emotions completely on your own, you probably don't have another person in there helping you out. You probably don't have as many, distractions. Your person is obviously not the one doing it for you. So going through that really treacherous time of doing it for yourself has brought you to a completely different level. Now, even though you love the person still and you want them back in a lot of different ways, you're going to assess the risk, because now they have become a risk. You see where the shift is happening here? Now you're looking at them thinking they pulled the rug out from under you. They really hurt you. They abandoned you in some sort of a way, or however you want to, size up how that breakup went down. But there was damage here. So now, even though you still feel something for this person and want to put it back together, you're not going to get back together at the level that it broke. You're going to need a lot more in order to build your trust and feel like, I can't put my heart in this person's hands again if I feel all this. So there's a lot of conflict going on in the dumpee. This is a huge shift in momentum, because also you're thinking about that dumper really caused a lot of pain. So now there's a lot to deal with here. The dumper probably wasn't caused a lot of pain by the dumpee. The dumpee didn't hurt the dumper at that level. So there's not a lot of risk for the dumper to come back. Of course, it's going to look a lot better. They had someone who was completely, fully committed, all in, probably trying their best. And so they really lost a gem there. But the person who got broken up with, you're really considering, did I lose a gem? How much was going on in that relationship? So there's a lot of consideration happening in stage 3, and the two people are much more in line to set themselves up for much better communication. It's if it happens now, it's going to be a completely different conversation than what happened at the breakup. So stage 3 is a big one. It really is, and it's usually where conversation is going to start happening one way or the other. And who reaches out to, that's a whole nother video. That's another debate. So we'll stick with that for now.